Hey gang, today we're going to do the chords to Skylark's Wildflower. Now this is a song that I did a couple years ago. I promised I'd do the chords. They are beautiful and they go along great with the melody. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But what I just did is actually made a lot easier with one of these. Personally, I think it's much better to play it with the capo because you use more of the guitar's capability to be able to play fills. And the huge benefit is that if the singer calls out a weird key like C sharp, no problem, you can just handle it with the capo. All right, so let's go over the chords coming right up. All right, gang, let's go over this in some detail now. All right, first things first, you can download the chord charts from a link in the description. Now, I think this is especially important because, first of all, I have two chord charts. One is with the open, no capo, and this is in D minor, so it'll just be D minor with no capo. And so if you want to do that, you really don't ever want to use a capo, you can go ahead and use those chords. If, on the other hand, you do want to use a capo, I also have that chart, and it's A minor transposed up to the capo 5, which gives you the key of D minor. Now, the advantage of the capo is that the same shapes are going to be accessible wherever you move it. And that's the second part about this video, is that I'm going to subject you to my singing voice. I'll freely admit, in the original key, it's past the edge of my voice. It's out of my range. So I'm going to show you how the capo makes it, learning it in this format, lets it easily transpose, and I'll be able to sing it at least more in my range. This one is actually kind of tough to do, but we're going to show them both. All right, so now let's go over the structure. I'm going to cover the intro, then the verse, then the chorus, then the bridge, and then what I'll do is I'll show you at the end how you can do some fills and how the capo is going to help transpose. All right, so here we go. First things first, let's do we've already done the first things, but now let's go through the intro. So here's the first part, intro. Okay, very simple. These are all open chords you probably already know. A minor with a G in the bass. All right, if you don't know that one, all I'm really doing is it's called a slash chord. It's an A minor slash G, and it means we're playing an A minor, but we're just putting a G in the bass. That usually means you have to sacrifice something. Here, what we're going to sacrifice is I generally take my third finger that's here, and I just move it to the 6th string, 3rd fret. All right. Next one is a D with an F sharp in the bass. And you can see we've got a bass line going. All right, so a D with an F sharp in the bass. And you can play that with your thumb if you want. I generally omit the first string because I don't like that ringing sound. But you can play it if you like it. All right, then an F, then an E minor, another E minor, and an E major. Really sets the tone. Love that. Gives it uplifting feeling. Okay, so here we go. Here is the verse, and here comes my singing. She's faced the hardest times you could imagine. And many times her eyes fought back the tears. And when her youthful world was about to fall in, each time her slender shoulders bore the weight of all her fears, and a sorrow no one hears still rings in midnight silence in her ears. Now you can hear I couldn't go any higher, so I had to go down on that one. All right, so already the capo, if we change key, might help me a little bit there. All right, so let's go over the chords there though. A minor, she's faced the hardest. A minor with a G, so we've already uncovered that or encountered that. Times you could imagine. D7, or a D with an F sharp bass, and then you can go to a D7 with an F sharp bass if you want. That just means you're moving this voice from D to the C on the second string or on the B string. And many times. Now this has got to be one of my all-time favorite chords. It's a major chord with a major chord one step up in the bass. Here we're playing it as an F with a G in the bass. Really pretty, pretty, pretty. It holds off a resolution. It's like a suspension. It's a suspended chord. So what's going on there is we're playing an F chord, but we're just playing that G in the bass. Now I play it a different way. I play it like this because I don't like that. I don't like the fifth string ringing out. So I just play my third finger on the E string, on the E string 3. F, I'm sorry, the A string is knotted out. Then we've got the D3, G2, and B1. I don't play the E string. There you go. And it's movable too. You can play it all over the place. All right, but that is a pretty chord. All right, so, and many times her eyes fought back the tears, C, and then an E. Very cool, sets it up. All right, and then we almost do it again. A minor, and when her youthful world, A minor with a G in the bass, we're getting used to this, right? Was about to fall in, that's a D with an F sharp bass. F. Okay, and now we go into a bunch of these with an F with a G in the bass. Each time her slender shoulders bore the weight of all her fears, and a sorrow no one hears. We're still playing that F with a G in the bass. Okay, and here we go. Still rings in midnight silence in her ears. All right, so that's an F, E minor, D minor in her ears, and an A at the end. Now, that D minor to me sounds a little bit weak, so you can, if you want, this is only if you want, you can beef that up by playing an F in the bass by using your thumb. That's maybe a more full chord, so that might be a little bit more full if you're playing a coffee house. If you're not, just go ahead and, or if you don't want to, just play a D minor. No sweat. All right, so that's it. That's the verse. Let's now go over the chorus, okay? Let her cry, for she's a lady. Let her dream, for she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild. Okay, so very simple. Let her cry, F, G, for she's a lady, C. Let her dream, F, E, for she's an A minor child. Let the F rain fall, E minor down upon D minor, her. Okay, now here's our famous F with a G in the bass. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild, C. And that's the chorus. All right, now the bridge is really super simple, and I don't think I can sing the melody all that well, but in any event, here it is. And if by chance I should hold her, that's an F and a C. Let me hold her for a time. That's F and a C again. But if allowed just one possession, F and a C again. So F, C, F, C, F, C, 3 times. I would pick up D minor from the garden, G to be mine, and a C. And that is it. We've covered the intro, the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. That's it. Now I want to show you how easy it is to add in the fills, and it's tougher if you don't have these. So if you're used to playing these, you're probably used to playing these sorts of fills already in an open position, like hammer-ons and pull-offs. So all the hammer-ons and pull-offs that work really well in the open position still work here, particularly over the A minor and C chords. They're really working well. They really work well there. Okay, so that's one of the advantages. Now I want to show you, here's the biggest advantage of learning those with the capo. I'm now going to play it in A minor, a much friendlier key for my singing voice. Bad as it is. But this key is a lot better for me than the D minor was, and I don't have to learn any new shapes. I can play it exactly the same way. Okay, so here comes the intro. Still keeping the same shapes I always did. She's faced the hardest times you could imagine, and many times her eyes fought back the tears. And when her youthful world was about to fall in, each time her slender shoulders bore the weight of all her fears, and the sorrow no one hears still rings in midnight silence in her ears. All right, so I cracked a little bit on that end. Oh man, I thought I had it. Still rings in midnight silence in her ears. There we go. All right, so you can see, a lot easier for me to sing that than it was that first time through, where I just couldn't do it. There's no way I was going to be able to hit those notes. So if it works for me, you bet it's going to work for other singers, including you, if you're performing. All right. All right, gang. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. The easy way and the more difficult way. You have one of these gigs in a coffee house, this is a song you can add. It's really nice. Okay, until next time, we will see you on down the road.